Our next question is, I guess to frame it right,
Sure.
are there any organizations, maybe in Baltimore or nationally or internationally, that sort of you feel close to that you'd like to help out with?
Yeah, I mean, I'm involved in a lot of different organizations locally and regionally. I mean, I'm on the board of directors for the Greater Baltimore Technology Council.
Okay.
I think they're a very important organization here in the region. They tie our community together, our tech community together, but they're also broadening, the base and incredible programming. Great board of directors, great membership community, really high level networking events that really just generate good connections for people. So I support them in any way I can, both through sponsorship and my involvement in their roundtables and my involvement on their board. I'm also on the board of UMBC's training centers, which is another great facility for continuing education, project management, whatever it is you might be interested in. They have great programming for that. We're very active here locally. We do believe big in community and taking care of where you live. So we're very active with BACVA, the Baltimore Area Convention and Visitors Association. Right here locally in Federal Hill, we're very active with Federal Hill Main Street, which is the organization actually right outside of our office. They're in charge of the business community as well as the business association. So we really kind of we support them financially, sponsor. We help co-produce events with them. We volunteer our time, and then outside of that, we make a number of charitable donations to a lot of different organizations. In fact, right now, our most recent initiative was one of our employees, Jessica Lowe. Her father just got deployed to Afghanistan, I believe it was. I think for like the second time, and so our team kind of collaborated and raised a whole bunch of money and created all these great gift bags that we just shipped over last week. To Afghanistan. It's either Afghanistan or Iraq, so I apologize, but and then I matched all the money that was raised, and so Blue Sky Factory made a donation as well. Those guys are gonna love this bag. So we're pretty big on we support not only like local programming like GBTC level, but all the way we get grassroots. It's all about taking care of your own community.
Right, that's wonderful.
And the people that support you.
Okay, and which sort of ties into offline networking.
Oh yeah.
My next question was going to ask you about.
Yeah, in a digital
networking.
world, right?
Right.
Does offline networking still have a place? But yeah, it does. I mean, we're like anything you see us really. One of the messages we always promote is face to face. That's the way we try to do business as often as we can. We live in such a digital world, and technology's keeping people away from each other. They're connecting online and whatnot, but when you connect with somebody who you may be connecting with on a social network or whatnot, or even just email. When you make the face-to-face connection, it changes the whole dynamic. And so that's why a big part of our strategy is events. We speak at a lot of events, we sponsor a lot of events, we do a lot of events where we can actually have people on the ground talking to other people, because you make connections, and you also, what I like to call, bridge the digital divide that occurs with tools like Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. I mean, it's great, we're all connecting on those things, but when you go to a conference and go, hey Dan, man, I've been following you for, it seems like I know everything that's going on with you. How's it going? It's just there's a different dynamic that takes place. And of course that translates over time, hopefully, into business. But, we try not to lead with it. So we're not really aggressive.
Right.
And we don't use these tools, the social tools, to try to sell. We use them more to engage. And then, when people, we want to be top of mind. So when people do have a need, and let's face it, email is everywhere these days. Especially the stuff we're doing with email and social, we want them to think about us, and often they do.
And we advise people that utilize it as a branding opportunity, engaging opportunity, and adding value.
Absolutely.
And eventually people seem as though they will ask you what it is that you do, and if you can help them out with it.
Absolutely. It's all about trusted connections,
Right. How does social media play a role in your business?
Oh boy. Well, social media plays a really big role in our business. As an email marketing company, and it's kind of like a phased approach. Like I've always been an early adopter. I always like to study new mediums and figure out what the marketing communication aspect is of it. So, I started a blog early. I started podcasting early, both audio and video. Experimented with all these mediums, and I started to see that like people were connecting and linking in as long as you were consistent, which was challenging for one person running a company and all that. So I plugged away at it, and then for about 2 years, and we hired Amy Garland, who's our marketing manager. She started helping me with like the blog and the Twitter account, and then recently, as of last year, we hired DJ Waldo, who's our director of community. He's just so connected socially in our space, in email and beyond. That we kind of hired him to kind of take everything and take it to the next level. So
Wow.
Since August of last year, our blog has just gone through the roof. We've got a whole bunch of passionate, engaged writers on staff. So we're pumping out 4 or 5 blog posts a week. That content is on our blog. It's our base, and then from there we syndicate it to Facebook, to LinkedIn groups, to Twitter, which we have. The way we work on Twitter is, I've got about 4,700 followers myself. DJ's got about, almost 4,000. The company account has almost 4,000. I don't know what it's up to really, but I know it's thousands.
Right.
And we pump all that content out through everybody. And what's interesting about Blue Sky is that we've kind of built a culture around this, So everybody's pretty active. Not everybody in the company, but a good chunk of people. Like I said before, they amplify our signal and they connect. And then other people who follow us, if we're putting out relevant stuff, which we do, and that's the focus. We don't like to put out junk because we don't expect people to read junk and take value out of junk. And so for us, community development is about, putting out good quality content that people can use, and what they wind up doing is they wind up sharing it.
Right.
And the more they share it, the more eyeballs get on it, the more inbound links get created to our website, the more search traffic goes up. A lot of things start happening. So social media is huge for us for inbound marketing. It's huge
Right.
for engaging. It's also really plays a big role in monitoring the conversation and listening. We do a lot of listening here, so we want to hear what people are saying. Our support team has its own Twitter account. Our sales team does. I do. I'll engage with anybody if they engage with me on Twitter. Just ask me a question. I'm there. I might not do it immediately, but I'll be there. So social media, I think in general, I think it's safe to say we get it. We've invested heavily in it. We just hired another Chris Penn, who's a new media pioneer. He started PodCamp with Chris Brogan. He's our VP of Strategy and Innovation, so he's taken all that with DJ and Amy are doing and helping. And like I said, some of the stuff we're doing with the lead gen programs, it's all about providing good content. So like our ebook, The Ultimate Guide to Email, we're giving it away. Sure, we want your name and your email address, and we want to provide you with more relevant copy and more relevant information, but it's not about sales right away,
Right.
As Chris says,
Brogan?
Chris Brogan says, be there before the sale. And so that kind of summarizes our social media efforts. We always just want to be there before the sale, so that when that opportunity comes, they think Blue Sky Factory. Or when their friend comes to them and say, can anyone recommend a good email provider, they think Blue Sky Factory. And that's all.
Right.
And that's a great compliment.
Right.